it's Di here from Di's Den. Happy New Year to you all, and I hope you had a beautiful, lovely Christmas and a safe one as well. I hope the new year has been great for you all too. And here we are going to start off the new year with this lovely card saying, sending sunshine to brighten your day. Now that's a lovely saying, whether or not it's sunny outside or not. But when you open it, look at this. It's a vase with a bunch of flowers in it and just a little bit of wording on this side. And that's all the wording we're going to do. We're not putting lots of layers in this card because when this one stands up, if you can see straight down from the camera, this sits out like a bunch of flowers. Let me pop that like that so you can see it. What do you think? That's a gorgeous idea, isn't it? And I've actually sprayed this one, but I'm not going to spray the next one. Okay, so let me show you what I'm going to be using to do this. So I've got these glossy dots. These are actually retired, but that's retired. We're going to be using Sending Smiles because this is in the annual catalogue, so it's still available, and I loved it because I could stamp, oh that won't go over there, stamp out all these flowers and the leaves, which I've done already. Let me show you. I have stamped all these flowers. So I've stamped these larger ones and these smaller ones, which are those ones and those ones. So I've stamped those, and I've cut out all these leaves. So we should have plenty, I think. I don't think we're going to need them all, but we've got them all here. So we've got some of the larger leaves and some of the smaller leaves. So I've cut all of those out. So I've actually cut out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those, and 3, 4, 5, 6 of the smaller ones. I've cut out 6 small flowers and 6 large flowers as well. Okay, so I've got a hair in my mouth. Yuck. So I've got all of those there, and we're going to be using these dots for our embellishment. Okay, I'm also using, and this is actually retired, Butterfly Brilliance, and I'm only using the die because I've cut out a couple of silver butterflies to put on the card. I'm using a little bit of retired ribbon because, well, just because that's the only one I had that would go nicely with the colours we're building in today. And other than that, you don't really need a real lot. That's it. Look what I've got in my hand, that's it. So I've done my stamping. I've stamped my Sending Sunshine to Brighten Your Day for the front. I haven't stamped the inside yet, so we will stamp that bit together. But I just wanted to do that so that it was out of the way. Oops. And I was actually thinking of putting this through the embossing folder. I'm going to move you out just a tiny little bit. There we go. Embossing folder. But then I thought, no, I don't want to. It's going to have flowers on there and everything else. So let me tell you what you want. So our main card is 8 1/4 by 5 7/8. For our front layer, this is 5 5/8 by 3 7/8, and our inside layer is the same, which is 5 5/8 by 3 7/8. My vase, which I'm going to be using, this piece of Designer Series paper, which is also retired because this is from a few years back, but it's in the right colour, so I'm doing it. And this piece measures 2 1/4 by 5 inches. Now for my pulley mechanism, you need a piece that is 3 7/8 by 3/4 inch, and then for the stopper you need a piece which is 2 inches by 1/2 inch, and then you just need your scraps for doing your flowers. I guess you could put just all butterflies standing out of it or whatever if you wanted to. So let me start by scoring this piece, and that's the only bit of scoring we've got to do. And I'm going to score this one at the 4 1/8 mark. Right down the middle there, like so. So, oops, I've got dimensionals on the floor down there. If I need them, I'm going to have to crawl on the floor and get them. Okay, so we're going to pop that on there. what we're going to do is we're going to pop our front one on, but we're not going to do the rest of the decorating, so we'll get that on the front to start off with. Because our main part of this card is actually the inside. So let me pop that straight. Pop this one on. So I'm using Gorgeous Grape along with Highland Heather because I just thought they went together really lovely. And then for my inside one, I'm going to do that little bit of stamping now, which says a card that says hello. Say a card to say hello. That way, this card is for any reason. So I'm just going to stamp that in the middle there, like knock that. Done. I'm going to have to turn that over, which means that I need to just rub this edge because of the cut edge is rolled down. That's better. Darn it. I did that in the other card too. Okay. A card to say hello. There we go. We've done that. The other thing you are going to need when you are making this card is you will need to have double-sided tape, and you only want this size, which is 1/4 inch. Okay, let's glue that to the inside of the card, and then we will start by doing the rest of the card. So we pop that one in there. Got that little bit there. There we go. Alright, so we've got our front and our inside in. We'll finish that front off beforehand, but we're going to actually work on our vase. So, to make the vase, you're going to need your scoreboard again. And you're going to score this, I can't read that far away today, on the long side at the 1 inch and the 4 inch mark. Now we're going to be using the large ball because we've got designer series paper, so we're going to score this at 1 inch and 4 inches. We're going to turn it to the short side, and we're going to score this at 3/4 inch. Oops. 3/4 inch and 1.5 inches. Okay, so we've got our piece there. It's not really easy to see the score lines on that, but they're only there for your guide, so that's fine. So we'll pop that on one side, and now we're going to score the mechanism piece, which is the 3 7/8 by 3/4 inch, and we're going to score that, if I can read it from where I've got it, at 3/8 inch. 1, 2, 3/8 inch. Now I'm going to do that with the small ball because this is cardstock. And that's the only scoring we're going to do on that piece there. And then our other piece, we don't do anything with. So that's all our scoring done. So let's move that out of the way, and we will fold this score line here so that we've got that marked so we know exactly where that's going to go. And we'll pop those two bits there because we're going to need them in a minute. Now what we're going to do is we're going to, with our piece here, in this case I'm going to use the small side. I think the small side looks better. So on the left hand side, on the right hand side, we are going to cut. And if it's easier to see, whichever way up it is, it's easier for me to see it on the large size. I'm going to cut down that first score line and to the next score line just there, which you can't see very well. And then the same with that one, and I'm going to cut that piece out the middle. Like so. Then on the left hand side, I'm going to cut this exactly the same way. I'm going to cut down to that first score line on both of them. And this time I'm going to cut away the two ends. So I'm left with a middle section. Oops. Like so. So our piece will look like this. Okay, let me turn the page. Alright, so with our pulley piece, we are actually going to glue this onto here. So now we can fold those pieces so we know exactly where they are. Alright, we're going to fold both of those so we can see exactly where they are. Fold and burnish them down. And we're going to glue this piece onto here. Now I glued mine on just this piece here. Sounds a bit stormy outside. So we want our score line to be on the left hand side, so we don't glue that down. And we're going to pop that over to that piece there like so, and it should fit beautifully, making sure that it doesn't go past that score line. And we're going to make sure that's on there nice and tightly like that. Okay, once we've done that, we're now going to lay this in here like so. So we're actually going to place some tape on this piece here. Now it's easier to tape it. If you want to do it with wet glue, you're going to have to wait in between each layer that you put it down. So we're going to pop that on there, and we're going to fold that up so that's not hanging off. And we're going to pop that up close to that, making sure that it doesn't go past that line there. You don't want it off the bottom here. So we're going to pop it there, and we're just going to, so that it's on the edge of the card. I'm going to close that. Oops, it'll be easier if I do it that way, won't it? Just making sure that we don't go off the edge. I'm going to glue that down there nice and tight like so. Alright, then what we're going to do, we're actually going to have that side showing. Oh no, silly. We are going to have this side showing, the larger ones. Never mind, I've actually put that on the wrong side, but it doesn't matter. I've got a pattern on both sides and I'm happy with that. We're going to put this piece here, so we're going to pop a little bit of tape on each one of these ends. Come on, it doesn't want to break. I have to cut that one. Alright. Takes me to build it the wrong way round. Never mind. At least that way you can see that I make mistakes too. And even on the first card for the year. What about that? So we're going to pop this piece here. So that's why I've only got a tiny bit each side, because this has to slide through it. So we're going to pop this about there like so, to hold that into place. So when the card closes and opens, that's how it will go. Alright, then we're going to pop some more tape on these bits. Now I've got some thicker tape, so I'm going to actually use the thicker tape this time. And the thin one next to it. Alright. Oh, we've got that. Oops, get out of the way. Alright, so let's lift that up off of there. Pop these tapes down. We're going to turn that bit up because we don't want it underneath. Oops, that one didn't want to stick. Stick, you thing. There we go. Alright. That one's not stuck either. There we go. Get in there. Pull that bit of tape off there. If it's going to come. There we go. Making sure that's all down nicely. And then what we're going to do is we're going to tuck that under like that. Tuck it under, but close the card up as much as you can before you let it stick, so that when that sticks down, right, it's flat like so. So once it opens, and I've got just a tiny bit showing there, that top one didn't stick very nicely. So I'm going to actually pull it off. And allow it to stick again. When it closes, make sure it's under nice and neat. There's no other way I can do it except for like this to show you how to do it. It needs to go under there flat. Right, there we go, flat. That's better. So that those pieces there are stuck either side, and I've got a little bit of overhang there of that piece here in the middle. So it closes and it opens and it looks like a little vase. What do you reckon? Does that look cute? So we're going to now bring in our bits and we're going to dress our vase. So I'm going to actually put a couple of these big ones, making sure that I don't stick it on this piece here. So as you can see, not really easy. You don't want to stick it on that piece that is going to move backwards and forwards. So I'm going to pop it in here and I'm going to glue that on there. So I'm going to glue this one down tight. Making sure that I don't get it onto that piece there. And that my flowers are going to be sitting inside. That one I didn't put any on there. It was a bit weird, wasn't it? No glue on there, that was crazy. Okay, so I'm going to put a couple of these large ones at the back. Let's see if I can put glue on all of it this time. And there's no right or wrong. It depends on how many flowers you want to put in your vase. I'm only going to put four stems, so I'm going to put 2 at the back like that, and I'm going to put my flowers on them. So let me find some dimensionals. I want some large ones and I want some small ones. Okay, so I'm going to pop a large one on the back here. Oops, get off my finger. Making sure I don't go outside the card. So I'm going to bring him like so. He's just going to be on the edge. Oops, I don't want 2 or 3 in this case. Only 1 flower at a time. And 1 just here, and then I'm going to use a couple of these small ones for these stems here. Oh, so I could have put 2 on that one. So I could have used the large ones, so I will use the large ones on the next one. Okay, 1 large one. Where are you? On my flowers at the back. Now I'm going to use the smaller stems that I'm going to glue onto the vase like so. So I'm going to just glue those onto the front of the vase while it's open so you can see exactly where it's going to be. Like so, making sure when it closes that it's not going to catch on anything, and then I'm going to actually glue my flowers onto this one. So we want to glue it on because it'll be too heavy otherwise, so we just put some glue on this stem here. Like so, and oops, got glue on my fingers too. And on this one here, like so. So my flowers will now lay flat, as you can see. They will lay flat in there, but they stand up nicely. Okay, so we'll do the ones on the front. So we're going to do a couple of large stems on the front. Now I'm going to actually glue these down flat again. Then we'll finish it off completely. Oops. So I'm going to put one just like that. And another one just here. Sorry if I'm out of the screen. Can't see what I'm doing of today. The weather here is really weird too. Okay, so I've got my 2 stems onto my there, like so. So I don't need any more of those. And I've got some big flowers. I'm going to put 2 on these because this is the front of the card, so it's better if they lay a bit flatter. And 2 small ones. That's a nicer one. Come here. Those ones can go over there, go over there. Oops. Okay. I'm going to put my pin in my glue because of it being very muggy today, otherwise it's going to dry out too much. And I don't really want that to happen because that's a waste of glue, isn't it? Okay, so that's my flowers on the front. I've got my nice little bow here, so I get some glue dots here. Oops, I thought this was a new one, but obviously it's, oh yes, there's a few there. Let's break that off there. Some glue dots on the back of my nice bow that I've made, and pop that over the top of my card like so. Add some nice gems. I'll use these lovely ones here. I just think that's just so gorgeous. We'll use a nice big one here, medium one here, and a small one. How about just there at the end of that? So what did you think? It's an easy card, very easy card. Oops, we're out of the picture again. So we've got a really lovely card here with a thing inside. So we're just going to add our butterflies, which we'll use the small ones. So, and once again, you need to put the butterflies somewhere where they can lay flat or not going to get damaged when the card is closed. So I'm going to put my butterfly here on my vase so that when it's closed, is on the inside, and one on the outside, which I'm going to pop just over here, I think, like so. So that's my card for today. This is called a pop-out vase card, and I just think it's just gorgeous. It's so easy to make. Believe it or not, it's just that I put that round the wrong way. I would have preferred the small ones, but saying that, it doesn't look funny being with the larger ones. So that's the card. It stands up and the bit in the middle there pops out really lovely. The flowers all pop out really lovely, and this is my original one. So I was really happy with that one, except that I did the same there. Look, we've got dirty marks on it. I don't know, some days. So if you've enjoyed my card, the very first one for the year, and you would like the written tutorial for this, head over to Di's Den for stamping, crafting and tutorials. You'll find the link down below. That's my Facebook group. There you'll find the written tutorial which will go live exactly the same day. If this is the first time you've been to my site, it goes live the same day, same time, with the same name. You have to ask to join my Facebook group, and please, this year I am actually not going to accept people that don't actually answer the question. I have done in the past, but I've decided that this year, if you can't put in that little bit of effort to answer the question, and it's only one question, and abide by the rules, then I will not accept you to the group. And if you don't abide by the rules, you will actually be removed from the group. I know that sounds harsh, but I will not be putting up with people doing the wrong thing. I have just a couple of rules on my group. It just says, please, no links to other people. I don't mind if somebody messages you directly and asks for it, but please don't do it through the group. If you've enjoyed today, give me the thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss any more projects, and I will see you next Sunday with another project. Bye for now.